In this video, we will discuss the rules dealing with substitutions. Before getting to the rules dealing with illegal substitutions, we need to make sure we know a few definitions in the rulebook. First is a player. A player is one of the 22 team members who are on the field and allowed to legally participate in plays. These people remain players until they are notified that they are being substituted. A substitute is a team member who is on the field and replacing a player. He remains a substitute until he notifies a player that he's being subbed and is on his side of the neutral zone. This means he cannot commit encroachment until he is on his side of the line of scrimmage. Finally, participation is any act or action by a player or non-player, which includes a substitute or personnel on the sideline, that influences the play. This is an important term when deciding if a penalty is illegal substitution or illegal participation. We will discuss illegal participation in a later video. There are 6 ways in which teams can commit an illegal substitution foul. The first is probably the most common, delayed departure. This is a penalty that is commonly misunderstood in high school because it's different than the NFL and NCAA. A player has 3 seconds to leave a huddle or formation once he has been notified that he is being replaced. This means a huddle could break with more than 11 players as long as 3 seconds hasn't expired since a player entered and told his teammate that he's being replaced. Now, if the team lines up with 12 in the formation, we should probably have a penalty. This penalty is a dead ball foul and is 5 yards from the previous spot. A replaced player needs to be off the field before the snap occurs. This includes both offense and defense. In high school, we don't have any rules that requires the opportunity for the defense to substitute if the offense does. This means if Team B substitutes late, they need to be off the field before the snap. Now, in order to keep the game flowing and not to over-officiate, a player who is hustling off the field and who can get behind the wing should be okay. We can even help by taking a step or two in to help keep the player behind us. In this situation, a team is not gaining an advantage not intended by the rule, and we get a smoother game not interrupted by unneeded penalties. This penalty occurs at the snap and is 5 yards from the previous spot. If this replaced player then affects the play by participating, we have an illegal participation penalty instead. Next, replaced players must leave on their side of the field. If a player goes off across the end line or on their opponent's sideline, we will have a penalty for illegal substitution. In this case, we have a dead ball foul that occurs once the player crosses out of bounds, and it's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Team members cannot become a player and then be replaced again, or cannot be replaced and then become a substitute during the same dead ball period. Now, this particular rule must be an intentional act. A player who mistakenly thinks he has been replaced has not committed a penalty if he comes back on. The goal of this rule is to prevent intentional confusion for the opponent. There are a few exceptions. First is if a penalty is accepted after the substitution occurs. The second is if a dead ball foul occurs after the substitution. A team can also take a timeout and then put the player back into play. Finally, if a period ends, then we won't enforce this rule either. This is a dead ball foul and is enforced 5 yards from the previous spot. Substitutions can only occur while the ball is dead. If a substitute comes on during a play but doesn't affect the play, he is committing illegal substitution. However, if he participates, the penalty becomes illegal participation. This is a non-player foul. Non-player fouls are live ball fouls that are enforced as dead ball fouls. This means this is enforced from the succeeding spot and is a 5-yard penalty. Finally, a substitute must be on his side of the neutral zone when the ball is snapped. Keep in mind a substitute cannot become a player until he is on his side of the neutral zone, and therefore we can't have an encroachment foul. If a substitute cannot reach his side of the neutral zone before the snap, he can't participate in the play at all. This includes getting in the way of an opponent in any way, drawing coverage from the opponent, or touching the ball. This penalty is live with the snap and is 5 yards from the previous spot.